All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's 5:30, so let's go ahead and get this neural party started. You're going to be inhaling and exhaling 3 times as I do a descending count to count you in. You will inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale on my 3, 2, 1. Let us begin. 3. Good morning, Lorenzo. 3, 2, 1. All right. We'll try to successfully come back on camera. Yay, it worked today. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers, daughter of Leslie Donnell Thomas, granddaughter of Arthur Jethro Evelyn II, and great-granddaughter of Levi Thomas. Welcome to your morning mental workout. Today's topic is, if you don't know, ask. And Dr. Donna quote today is, I don't know is never the final answer when it comes to life or business. Now, how this came about is through me. Let me make sure that's what I'm talking about. Know your business. Yeah, see, I said that be technically competent. That was a different story. Ooh, Lord, I realized what's his name in my book. Okay. Anyway, if you don't know, ask. It's hard to do. It's definitely hard to do because you might look uninformed. And this wig is driving me. Okay, there we go. Because when I flip it on TikTok, then it flips back. It's got to be correct. So if you don't know, ask. This was a hard one for me because I did not like asking questions. I wanted to be the expert. I wanted to know, even though I didn't know. I wanted to know, even though I didn't know. Like, how are you going to know if you don't ask? And so then I started asking, and I went to school with a lot of smart kids. And if you don't know the answer in the class, they will make fun of you. How you don't know that? You don't know that. You don't know that. So then I just started asking questions. I said, forget it. I don't know, and you do know. And I started asking questions, and I've been asking questions ever since. And so it doesn't matter that I'm Dr. Donna. I'm learning about neuroscience. So I'm going to ask whomever, not whomever now, because I know now I got a lot of wisdom and discernment, but I'm going to ask chat. I'm going to scour the internet. I'm going to research things in a way. I'm going to read books about the brain. I got this other book over here. Dang it. This other book over here about the Nobel Prize winners in medicine, because I'm going to find out. Because at this point, I need strategies and I need to know who knows so that I can know as well. So here is my definition about, oh, and I forgot, this live is sponsored by the elements of H2O. When I say drink water, you're going to say drink water. And you're going to drink water in that moment. Sips of water, not whole bottles of water. So, and it's the water of your choosing. So Dr. Donna's definition is, if you don't know, ask. A real leader never pretends to know what they don't know. I'm going to say that part again. A real leader never pretends that they know what they don't know. If I don't know, I will tell you that I don't know. And I have the Wally holiday. Didn't have time to look it up yesterday. I had to go to the VA. My neck and back was hurting by the time I got back from there and all of that. So I needed a heating pad. But I will look it up because it's posted on my desk and I will know what it is. Don't explain it to me. I want to know for myself. So a real leader never pretends to know what they don't know. They say, I don't know, I will find out. I will get back to you. But if I do know, I will tell you. If I don't know, I'll say, what is that? I have no idea what that is. What are you talking about? Also, when knowledge is missing, real leaders actively ask instead of guessing, faking, or stalling. Guessing, faking, or stalling. I'm a doctor. I used Jared as an example on my podcast this morning on TikTok. He is the expert in blinking. He's been in the lab for 20 years doing this research on blinking. And so he was my podcast guest this morning on TikTok because he is the master of blinking. Started when he was in middle school and he has been mastering blinking ever since. He could tell you everything there is to know about blinking. He is Dr. Jared. 20 plus years. I'm, you know what, Jared? I apologize. 20 plus years of blinking. Yes. So there you have it. 20 plus years of blinking. He's coming back next week because we ran out of time because some trolls showed up. So he's going to be back next Wednesday. Good morning, Lola. He's going to be back next Wednesday with the blinking demonstration and a blinking quiz. Good morning. Okay, girl. What is your name that you'd like to be called? Because I can't even say, is that okay, G World? Or please just give me another name to use. Asking is not weakness. It is a strategic move to get the correct answer faster. And that's what I learned. You got the answer. I don't have the answer. I'm going to ask you for the answer. Haley is fine. Okay, got it. That's what I'm going to do. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a friend of me or enemy. You got the answer. I'm asking you. And the worst you're going to do is tell me no, kick rocks. Okay, cool. You don't want to give it to me? I'll find it from somebody else. So delay, denial, and ego are expensive. Delay, denial, and ego are expensive. Asking is cheaper, faster, and smarter. I'm going to say that again. Delay, denial, and ego are expensive. Asking is cheaper, faster, and smarter. There are a lot of things that I know. Nola has a higher IQ than me, but there are certain things that I don't know, and it amazes her because I'm very tech savvy. But when it's time to do Google anything, Google Docs, Google Drive, that shit is unintuitive. And so my brain is unsightly, unintuitive, it's cumbersome, and it is a terrible user interface. And so I have trained my brain, fuck that, I'm not using it. And when I did that one article, they wanted it in the fucking Google Docs. I said, the fuck, what is wrong with y'all? Why y'all can't take a PDF? Okay, fine. So now I need Nola. I'm like, here's my phone, here's everything. I ain't fucking with Google Docs. I'm not doing that shit. Google Drive. I have to, if you make it to be able to do 30-day challenges, I have to download your PDF certificate in the Google Drive. I got to be on fucking Wi-Fi to do it and all this other dumb shit. So you can have a JPEG and a PDF file for that, because more than what gets on my nerves about Google is my ass switched from a Mac back to a Dell. I have a 2-in-1 Dell. And I promise you, if I ever need a computer consistently every day again, I'm getting a Mac Pro book again. Fuck a Dell. I said it. Not the singer, a Dell computer. So anyway, I will ask her, because I could be like, well, I'm not in denial. Oh no, I don't do the Google Drive. No, I need to send this shit in. Here. How do I use it? So do I use Google Drive? Yes. Do I use Google Docs? Yes. Do I like it? Hell no. Cumbersome, unintuitive, and an unsightly user interface. It just looks like the motherfucking Microsoft from Shen. That's just my opinion. They do not care about design. They are technical people for real, because it's ugly. All right. Real leaders protect the standard of truth by requesting clarity and not inventing it. And so we're not about to be out here fictitiously. Well, Leia QQ. Lay QQ. Help Mungie. You know what I think is taking place? As I think you should go seek care from your primary care physician, because based upon your username and what you typed, you have a deficiency in your orthographic processing center located in your occipital lobe. So when you were learning phonics, your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s, it looks like English is your Muttersprache, which is German for mother tongue. I believe that you have a deficiency, and so your spelling is inept. And as a result, QQ, yeah, I think you need to make an appointment with your primary care physician if you have insurance, if you have one, because based upon your spelling, you might not have insurance. But you tell them to look at your occipital lobes and your brain. You might need an MRI scan, and hooked on phonics if they still have it, because you do have an issue in your orthographic processing center in the occipital lobe. I used to be really deficient in it, so I can recognize it when I see it. Let's see if you have something else to type and misspell. If you hadn't used the R word, Jay, I would be able to post that, but you put the R word in there, so I can't post that. But yeah, so I will. The Jay said, I'm just randomly scrolling and you just called that person the R word in the most professional way possible. Thank you for that. And for my next official act, I will continue on with my live. I will. But first, let me remove the person with the poor occipital lobe processing center. Let's do that. Did they go? Okay, they went. All right. Okay. You too can use your 86 billion neurons to read somebody like a nursery rhyme neurologically so they don't even know that they just got read. It's actually quite entertaining. You couldn't see the comment from Jay because Jay used the R word, and it got flagged. We're not allowed to say the R word anymore. That's why I got flagged. Okay, so the question on the table is, so what questions do you have about my definition of if you don't know, ask, and why you definitely should be using that word? Yes. And so if you haven't found out, if you didn't get the memo because you weren't on the Tuesday TikTok live, I'm in my Where's Yours season of my life because I feel like I'm entering into actual menopause. And so I don't know if any of you know this, but what happens in menopause is you lose your estrogen. That's why we end up with beards and we lose our hair on the top. But then that God has, the universe and higher power has given us beards and mustaches to make up for it. And nose hairs and ear hairs. So the hair just grows in different spots. And so as a result of that, I'm losing estrogen every day. And it's being replaced with testosterone as far as I'm concerned. So my nut sack's dropped. As a result, I got zero motherfucking tolerance for bullshit. So if you question my credentials, you start coming over here talking shit, you gonna fuck around and find out. The grace period is over. The estrogen phase of my life is behind me, and now I'm in my deep voice years. Yes, I got hormone replacements, and I replaced the estrogen with testosterone. My personal choice. That's what I did. So fuck with me if you want to. You get what you get at that point. And I'm also working to see if menopause is actually, can it be a defense in the event I need to use that. So I'm seeing if that is going to take place. And I don't care that I said it publicly because I don't think that it's been used before. Heat of passion crimes have been there, but I'm not even postpartum depression as well. So I don't know if that's been a thing. But if you start some shit over here, be ready for the fact that don't start no shit, won't be no shit. But errant opportunity does exist over here. I'm cashing in all my grace and mercy coins. They are gone. And I'm not asking for them back. Okay. All right. So got Dr. Donna's definition of if you don't know, ask. That's what's taking place. We've said that already. And so my question to you, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Why do adults struggle with if you don't know, ask? The principle of real leadership. Why do adults struggle with it? So at this point, you're going to take an educated guess as well as drink water. I just turned it on. I Nola was up at 2, and I said I heard you, and she thought she woke me up. I was like, no, the hot flash woke me up. I literally just sleep with the fan on me. Fuck it. Y'all saw that video of my perimenopause starter kit. I'm gonna get in the shower. I'm gonna need a heater. I'm gonna get out the shower. I'm gonna need a fan. Just fucking part of the process. All right. So Haley said they don't want to seem dumb or not feel inferior. Okay. The question on the table, thank you for that educated guess. Why adults struggle with if you don't know, ask. Why do adults struggle with if you don't know, ask? And I have, Nola has clients that's in their 80s and they still have hot flashes. So some people, this shit just don't fucking go away. So you may not ever get out the phase, Sean. And then you might. Who knows? Just blame it on the hot flashes. Pride. I'm going to say ignorance. Anyone else? Ego. Talked to somebody this morning on TikTok Live with a little ego. Little teeny tiny ego. He thought he had a big ego. Then I showed him he didn't. Yep. That part. They never go away. Bridget says they never go away. She's a boomer. They never go away. That means you can cut the food. It was a hot flash. That's why I tore you up from the floor up. Blame it on the hot flashes. I am getting so hot. I'm going to take my wig off. It's getting hot in here. So hot. For like life. Yep. It makes them feel a false sense of power. All right. So here we go. Why? Thank you for your educated guesses. Why adults struggle with if you don't know, ask. Number one, ego threat. Ego threat. Admitting not knowing feels like losing competence or status in front of others. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I do not care. I did not know how to use Snapchat. I did not know how to use Twitter. And I wouldn't ask people who were using it. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to know how to do it. Why do I care if you think I don't know how to do it? I'm going to tell you I don't know how to do it. I am less than 1 year into learning about the brain. November 2nd, it will be one complete full year every day, every single day of learning about the brain. But every time I get some information, I give it to y'all, which the neuroscientists was gatekeeping that shit for hundreds of years. Y'all didn't know about Golgi and Cahal and Hebb's law. You didn't know about that. Not at all. Nobody wasn't talking about the Pomodoro technique or none of those things. The psychiatrists, the psychologists, and the neuroscientists and the neurologists was gatekeeping that shit. And then they found out it could be profitable. So then they started selling it. Now everybody know a little bit about it. Then they realized they could make supplements on it. So that's when y'all really started knowing about it. Yeah, this is what's wrong with your brain. You need some magnesium. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Magnesium in all the stores, especially the health food stores. Capitalism at its finest. All right. So identity conflict. So the point is, if I don't know, I'm asking. I don't care. I'll ask a stranger. I'll ask anybody. If I want the information you have, I believe you have the information. I'm getting it from you. Identity conflict. Yesterday, because I was somewhat watching screen time, and Cam Newton was on there, and I've heard about his outfits. I've seen him a couple times. So I asked Chat, why does he dress like that? And Chat said, here's some interviews, Dr. Donna, and here's why. And he does this because he's from Atlanta. As for his brand, he wanted to keep his brand going after football. And he is doing like back in the day with the zoot suits and everything. And as long as people are talking about him, that means that he is conversational and all of these other things. So he's doing it because that's part of the brand. He has brand deals and everything else. And so I said, oh, so it's for his image and a bag. Now I don't have to question why he looks like a circus animal. I said it. I'm sorry, circus clown. Yeah. So that part. And he's a tourist too. So I get it. I understand it. And that's why he's doing it. And I'm saying, okay, roger that. It's his personal choice. But I can't ask him because everybody's like, oh my God, where'd he get that hat from? And all that other stuff. And I said, there is a method because he is a tourist. And most tourists don't do anything without a strategy. So why is he actually doing it? Marketing and promotion in a bag. Hey, Daisy, that's why he's doing it. So now y'all know. So talk or don't. These are brand deals involved. Who would have thought that he wanted a career after football, even though he's still talking about football? You want a career after football, get out of football. Go do something else. Nope, it is not CTE. It is on purpose C. It is for a baggie and for branding. And people will be talking about it. I heard about this when I watched the evolution of the backup quarterback. Okay, the black QB. Yes. So yeah, I didn't know, and I saw it, and it kept being. And for me, having hot flashes, I was like, if he was a woman, he wouldn't be able to do that because he would be coming out of all that shit, that hat, that dreadlock wig, all them shirts, and all kind of shit. I'm sorry, his freeform locks, all that would be coming out. It ain't no way he'd have on 3 ruffled shirts and a doggone bow tie with a jersey on top of it. He would need some buttons. And he'd have to take all that. He'd be sitting there with a tank top and a bald head by the time he finished talking about football. By the end, with them hot ass lights too. Ain't no fucking way, bro. I got 2 selfie lights on me right now and a t-shirt. And when I'm finished sweating, I got a fan sitting right there too. Ain't no fucking way I would be able to put on all that, them damn get-ups and buttons and shit. Nope, not me. I'm about to come out of it. I'm going to pull it all off. And they got to wear makeup too. That shit, my fucking eyelash, mascara be them ran and everything. They wouldn't be able. So it couldn't be me. Congratulations. Couldn't be any woman in her 40s and 50s and 60s. Not at all. Not with that much shit on. Everybody in the whole studio would have to have on Parkers in order for that to work. It would be freezing. They would he have Beyonce fan blowing on them. Nope, no way. All right. Identity conflict. So I digress. I'm back. So why do adults struggle with if you don't know ask? But I asked chat because I needed to know, like, why is this necessary? Identity conflict. Many adults equate I don't know with I am inadequate. I don't know with I am inadequate. So if I don't know, so somehow you're supposed to know even though you don't know. And if you don't know and you ask, then you feel like I'm inadequate because I don't know. Who put that out there? Unaccountable people. Unaccountable people don't want you asking questions. You want to know why? Because they don't know either. They don't know either. So the least they make you feel bad enough that you don't know questions. The answer, they don't know the answer. So they know a little bit about a little bit. If you start asking them questions outside of a little bit that they'll know, they don't know, then they do know, then they'll tell you why you don't know. Why you don't know. You bring the homework to the kids bring the homework to you and you don't know the answer. You don't know the answer to that. Why am I sending you to that school? You need to figure that answer out yourself. Call the homework hotline. Because you don't actually know. Ask somebody at the job, been there for 1,000 years. They don't know because the system has changed 15 times since they've been there. I put on and take off my robe 11 times a day. I'm fully dressed too. Yep. Exactly. So they don't want you to ask because they don't know. Social conditioning. Adults were rewarded for having answers, not for asking questions. Adults are rewarded for it. So if you got the answer, even if it's the wrong answer, as we talked about on TikTok Live this morning briefly, not for asking questions. Not for asking questions. You are not rewarded for that. You are looking dumb and uninformed. But you also look dumb when you say an answer that's incorrect and now you got to backtrack. So that's equally as bad. So fear of judgment. They imagine ridicule, criticism, or being dismissed. People dismiss me and I'm credentialed like a motherfucker. They still, what's your doctorate in? You ain't no real doctor. You don't know what you're talking about. What you reading from in that tablet? Somebody today on the TikTok Live literally told me, I need to watch television, the weather on the news, because there are tornado warnings. I live in Nevada. There are no tornadoes. We got sandstorms. But he told me that. Told me I did not know what I was talking about. And then by the end of the live, my phone told me it was going to be raining here for a couple hours today. So yeah, misinformation, wrong as shit. He gave me his credential. I'm the NIA from the. I'm like, motherfucker, the weather app got it. The Weather Channel got an app now. Don't nobody watch the weather on TV no more. Not a lot of people. I gotta wait to the end of this segment so I can see what the temperature gonna be. Don't they scroll it at the bottom now? But okay, right. So maybe that person should ask. Marky Mark was his name, and the Funky Bunch. I said, you ain't even got your real name over here trying to be Mark Wahlberg on the name. You made your username Marky Mark. I'm not listening to no motherfucking Marky Mark talking about the weather, and I need to watch it on the news for a tornado in Nevada. What the hell? You got some beans to sell me a beanstalk too? It don't make no doggone sense. So he need to start asking some people. He need to go to work. Hey, do we have an app? Because I just told somebody to tell him to watch the news for a tornado in Nevada. I want his credentials snatched. I do. And I've been in tornadoes, so I know what they look like. I said we can look at the rain clouds. It's twisted weather right here. You know when that shit coming? You know it. If you know tornadoes, yeah. What the heliante? Yep. Oh Lord. Not Wahlberg wannabe. No, Marky Mark was the other troll. Oh, was he? Okay. Got it. Somebody's name was Marky Mark. Got it. Thank you for that clarification, Bridget. So anyway, it was the 3 trolls this morning that got ham and burger this morning. They didn't understand. They started beef, so I gave them beef. You want some beef? Here's the beef. Instead of where's the beef, I got it for you. All right. So the social conditioning got you. Your fear of judgment is that you imagine ridicule, criticism, and being dismissed. Cognitive laziness is next up on the list. Guessing requires less effort than humility of clarifying. So guessing requires less effort than the humility of clarifying. For months, I said there were 6.8 billion adults in the world. I was corrected. It is 5.9 with 6.2 billion if you count the 15-year-olds and above, because in certain countries, 15-year-olds can legally work. The next answer is time and panic. So they assume asking will slow them down, So they rush and they guess. And that's why you have factory recalls. That's why you have manufacturing defects. That's why shit ain't right. That's why you have all kind of diseases and everything else, because people were not rushing. They're rushing to wash their hands. It's their unclean environments and all these other things. And I'm talking about in first world countries. I got it. People don't have water supply in other places. But I'm talking about what they do. They still nasty as shit. Less effort equals comfort, zero. No braino. Exactly. So you have a frozen risk circuitry. And take risk is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So uncertainty triggers avoidance instead of inquiry. So you're not going to ask, you're just going to avoid it. I'm not going to ask, I'm going to just walk away. I don't know. Perfection culture damage. And Jared, I believe you said this early on when you were able to come back. The belief that leaders should already know blocks curiosity. So I should already know. I'm Dr. Donna, got my degree in 2008, so I should already know about the brain. How? 2008, the information was not readily available for us. So how was I going to know when it wasn't even available? You don't know what you don't know. And then finally, two more. False professionalism. They think real adults don't ask questions. They figure it out. They figure it out. Real adults. Just go to LinkedIn. Everybody's an expert. Everybody's professional. Everybody knows the answer to those two things that they do at the job and nothing else. And then an untrained brain, which is why we're here. They were never trained to interrupt ignorance with inquiry. Never trained. So I'm not going to inquire. I'm not going to find any information out. I don't know. So this goes back to a belief that there was a fixed mindset, and then Hebb came along with the fire and wire and neuroplasticity and said we can actually learn and grow up until we're no longer here, or as long as we have full cognition. So my question to you this morning is, are you a person that won't ask? Or are you a person that will ask depending on the situation? So you're answering that question for yourself. Are you if you don't know, ask all the time? If you're I don't know, I'll ask some of the time. Or are you if I don't know, I ain't asking? Where are you sitting at this morning? Which one is you? Depends, because the other tykes mine Jimsy mum. I don't understand that. Foundry wildlife. You might want to, like, I'm just come back, because that was very confusing for me. That's me. I used to become stagnant if I felt I could not do it perfectly. I will always ask, better ask somebody. I will ask in a heartbeat. Yes, I'm going to ask. Because the reason why you ask, Sean, yes, I am a person that are going to ask and follow instructions. And the reason why you ask, sometimes I go numb instead of asking. Thank you for that, because that was all jumbled together. I ask 90% of the time, I think. It does depend for me, though. Zoe said, I have 10 questions for my mom before 8 a.m. I have gotten better at asking, didn't used to. That is correct, my amazing offspring. If I don't know, I ask. Yeah, I understand. Boundary wildlife. It don't matter, because sometimes the phone will do that. Autocorrect will say, fuck it, I don't care what you said, I'm typing this. Finger size won't matter. So that's the issue. The only way for you to learn and grow is to ask questions. I'm asking nowadays. So you got to go to the dentate gyrus and challenge yourself to get new neurons in order for you to learn and grow. But if you decide, I'm not going to learn and grow up, and your information becomes old and atrophied, and then you start blaming everybody else, talking about the world spinning too fast. Ain't nobody got time for all that stuff over there. I don't know about the technologies and all of that. You need to be learning something every day. And in order to do that, you don't know it, so somebody else does. So you got to go ask somebody, or ask an AI entity, read a book in order for you to get that information. Haley says, sometimes my brain goes slower than who is speaking, so I don't realize a question until afterwards. And you should be able to follow up with people. If people that actually want you to be educated and they actually want you to learn, they will say, let me know. That's why I say, what questions do you have? Please let me know if you have any questions, if you get an email correspondence from me, because I do speak fast. Even when I believe I'm slowing down, it's still faster than some people's cognition. Did you appear in one of the movies of Neil Breen? Yes, I did. I am Dana from the Neil Breen movie. So it is me, and I would like to continue on with my lesson. Yes, that is me. So if you have any other questions about that movie, feel free to message me on Instagram so that I can continue on with my lesson. All right, so now it's time. My pleasure. Sean says, like that when you brain bit quizzes and you stay, it's the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, and do not look it up. I am not ashamed by not knowing. I will dive with a quest, but want to really know, but saying I don't know. Yes. And that's the whole point too, Sean, is you did say that. And that's why I do have without looking it up, because now you just need to see where you are. But now you know that it's the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex. So you learn by sometimes making mistakes. If I just tell you what it is and tell you what it does, the brain is not going to process it. But if you have to say, well, damn, do I know what the ventromedial prefrontal cortex is? Do I know what the ACC stands for? Then you will have to go, ooh, do I know what the insula does? I don't know. Let me see. And then you have it. And then sometimes, and for those of you, I did it in both TikTok and Instagram, and I'll be glad when we all migrate over to TikTok. But then there's some different functionalities. I'm figuring some stuff out over there. But yesterday, I literally told you, they do. I literally told you when you answered the question about the hitting the sack, what neural circuitry you were doing. And then also when you answered the fill in the blank question, what neural circuit you were using as well, so that you can start to understand. Because I thought about this yesterday to myself in my default mode network time. And I said, when I asked you this question, you doing blah, 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 blah. And I told you the 4 brain regions that you were using and why. But then I said, but if you wasn't on the live, then you don't know that. So once a day, depending on the question, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to do it once a day because I got to put it together, type it up and all of that. Time-wise, it may not work. But several times a week, I'm going to say after you completed the thing, this is the brain circuit that you were using. Because I also don't want to inundate you. And now you're like, shit, that was a lot. That was a lot. So where is the balance? But I will start doing it more frequently so you understand that I didn't just tell you to go look up what does hitting the sack mean without context, neurological context. So bringing everything back to the 74 principles of real leadership and bringing everything back to the brain. Lorenzo said, that's your thing. You always tell us to research and use chat and other resources to gain knowledge. Yes, I did that with the STAY acronym. My brain saw synonyms. Got it. And so all these things have a purpose, and these are what we learned a couple weeks ago, neural reps. And when you are in your subscription, in the actual work every day, you are increasing the strength of your prefrontal cortex, which is where your executive function resides as it talks to other brain regions. But that's what you're improving every day is your working memory, because that's what you use to navigate through your day, is your working memory. So if your working memory ain't working, then you're not working. That's what all of that is for. Okay, so quiz time. Yay! We have a 5-question quiz today on if you don't know, ask. So we're going to find out how if you don't know, askings are you. All right, so thumbs up, yellow smiling happy faces, not gray ones, my offspring. Thumbs up or happy face if you are ready for your 5-question quiz. The answers will be A, B, C, or D. It's quiz time. Oh. Here comes a quiz time. Oh. Because I have my 95%. My brain is 95% song lyrics. Rep it out. Building neuroplasticity. Yes. Ha. Quiz time up in here. We about to do this, baby. Brain gang represent. All right. Okay. So there are 18 people here right now. 3 people are ready to take the quiz. Got some lookers and likers. And some listeners, but no learners. No leapers. All right. So for those of you who are ready, number 1 on the If You Don't Know, Ask quiz. How this works is I will read the question twice and then give you the optional answers, and you will write down your letter answer. You do not have to put your answer in the chat. And I'm going to give you the correct answers like we used to do back in the day when you switch tests with people and they marked your answer right or wrong. So there isn't a you know what I'm saying, a point percentage. You either, I mean, there is because it's 5, so they're 20 points apiece. This is too many quizzes back to back. No, there isn't, Nola. We had a quiz in like 3 days. So it's not back to back. My amazing offspring does not like quizzes because she got that from me. But hey, I don't care. So question number 1 is, when a real leader does not know something, the correct first move is A, guess and hope you're right. B, delay the task until later. C, ask for the missing information. Or D, change the topic. Question number 1 again. When a real leader does not know something, the correct first move is A, guess and hope you're right. B, delay the task until later. C, ask for the missing information. D, change the topic. And remember, just write your answer down. You don't have to put it in the comment section. Number 2, adults avoid, okay, I just said you don't have to put your answer in the comment section. You can just write it down. Adults avoid asking questions mostly because, okay, I'm going to say this one more time. Hold your answer in your own writing. You do not have to put your answer in the comment section. Number 2, so don't put your answer in the comment section. Put it where you are. Okay? Adults avoiding asking questions mostly because A, asking is illegal. B, they were trained to already know. C, people always judge question answer askers. And D, asking is a waste of time. Number 2, adults avoid asking questions mostly because A, asking is illegal. B, they were trained to already know. C, people always judge question askers. Or D, asking is a waste of time. Three, which one of the following is true? A, not asking protects your ego but damages performance. B, not asking makes you look more competent. C, real leaders never need to ask. D, guessing is a leadership skill. Question number 3. Which one of the following is true? A, not asking protects your ego but damages performance. B, not asking makes you look more competent. C, real leaders never need to ask. And D, guessing is a leadership skill. Question number 4. The real cost of not asking is A, nothing. It usually works out. B, loss of accuracy, time, and credibility. C, only hurt feelings. D, only delays. Number 4, the real cost of not asking is A, nothing. It usually works out. B, loss of accuracy, time, and credibility. C, only hurt feelings. D, only delays. And the final quiz question for today is number 5. Which statement reflects real leadership? A, I should already know this. B, I'll just do something and fix it later. C, if I am missing a piece, I will ask for it. And D, I'll wait and see what others do. Final question for today. Which statement reflects real leadership? A, I should already know this. B, I'll just do something and fix it later. C, if I am missing a piece, I will ask for it. Or D, I'll wait and see what others do. Now, do you need me to repeat any of the questions, 1 through 5? When you say you don't have to, it makes it sound optional. Thank you for that feedback. I will start saying, do not put your answers in the comments. Do you need me to repeat any of the questions before I reveal the answer? Bridget says number 3, and Daisy says 2 and 3. Okay. 2 through 5? What happened, Haley? How I need to do 2 through 5? What was you doing that I need to give you 4? First of all, it is feedback over here. I don't do criticism because criticism actually is negative. And so if it's an obstacle to you learning, I have no issue with feedback. It is the gift that keeps on giving. Okay, number 2. Haley, what were you doing that you need 2 through 5? Number 2, adults avoid asking questions mostly because A, asking is illegal. B, they were trained to already know. C, people always judge question askers. And D, asking is a waste of time. Question number 2. I was having trouble with my Wi-Fi. Keep pausing on my end. Okay, so listen to number 2. Adults avoid asking questions mostly because A, asking is illegal. B, they were trained to already know. C, people always judge question askers. D, asking is a waste of time. Question number 3. Which of the following is true? A, not asking protects your ego but dampens performance. B, not asking makes you look more competent. C, real leaders never need to ask. D, guessing is a leadership skill. Question number 3. Which of the following is true? Not asking protects your ego, but endangers performance. B, not asking makes you look more competent. C, real leaders never need to ask. And D, guessing is a leadership skill. So for Haley, number 4 and 5. The real cost of not asking is A, nothing. It usually works out. B, loss of accuracy, time, and credibility. C, only hurt feelings. D, only delays. Question number 4. The real cost of not asking is A, nothing. It usually works out. B, loss of accuracy, time, and credibility. C, only hurt feelings. And D, only delays. And question number 5. Which statement reflects real leadership? A, I should already know this. B, I'll just do something and fix it later. C, if I am missing a piece, I will ask for it. D, I'll wait and see what others do. Question number 5. Which statement reflects real leadership? A, I should already know this. B, I'll just do something and fix it later. C, if I am missing a piece, I will ask for it. And D, I'll wait and see what others do. Okay, is everybody good? So I'm going to go over the answers if we are. Some of my answers weren't in the optional answers, so I'm curious as to what your take would be as that as well on the answers. Some of my answers weren't in the options. Then you didn't take the quiz properly. You actually had to answer the actual answer that was there. So it was an actual correct answer. It's not a blue book exam, it's a multiple choice exam. So I'm not going to be interested if you had a different answer than the 4 answers that were provided. Sometimes you got to go with the answer that's closest to the answer for you. All right. So the answer to question number 1, when a real leader does not know something, the correct first move is C, ask for the missing information. C, ask for the missing information. Number 2, adults avoid asking questions mostly because B, they were trained to already know. B, they were trained to already know. Number 3, which one of the following is true? And the answer is A. Not asking protects your ego, but damages performance. Not asking protects your ego, but damages performance. True, and don't agree with some of the options though. Number 4, the real cost of not asking is, the answer is B, loss of accuracy, time, and credibility. Loss of accuracy, time, and credibility. Number 5, which statement reflects real leadership? The answer is C. If I am missing a piece, I will ask for it. So you can total up your scores, 20 points per, and you have your answer for your percentage. Now give me 1 second. Okay, hide, got that. And let me go ahead and report you. Choose one. All right. Okay. Do you by chance post the quiz anywhere? Today is my first day. No, I don't. I actually don't. For the person who said that they didn't like the answers, why are you here this morning? Help me understand. I'm seeking first to understand. So if you don't know, ask. So I'm here to understand what is your purpose here today to tell me that you I may be missing some context though, like supervisor training, team management, CEO, different levels require different answers in some contexts. You only tuned in just before the quiz. Okay, so then help me understand what it is that you're saying, because I'm seeking first to understand before I do the brain bit. And while you're typing that, here's the Dr. Donna's last quote. Real leaders don't perform ignorance. When something is missing, we ask because accuracy beats ego every time. Accuracy beats ego every time. So for the person that took the quiz, this is your homework assignment. What you need to do is Google me, go to my website, look at all those things, go to my LinkedIn, so that you can understand what's taking place. I don't have the time today to do that because we have a specific agenda every single day, and there is a timeline and things that need to take place within that. And so there is some conflict that you have neurologically. And so I understand what you said about it wasn't clear, but now you're saying the answers for these reasons. And so what you're having is a little cognitive dissonance with a little bit of conformity bias. And so it's not clear to you because this format is different for you. And I recognize that and I understand that, but you need background for me. So if you plan on coming back, you will need to do your due diligence. My website is theturnarounddoctor.com. My LinkedIn is Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers. Feel free to Google me. I am on all social media platforms. Should you have questions about the information that's being presented to you about myself online, feel free to message me on TikTok or Instagram. You can even send me a message through my website. I respond to all messages that have been sent to me, but I do not have time this morning to clarify whatever it is that you're missing. So you're going to do some upfront work for yourself so that you'll know who's speaking to you right now and why I'm doing what I'm doing, so you'll have background information. So I'm getting better, but need to tally the score better. I got 2 questions wrong as well. It seems like we all missed 2 questions. We all missed 2. Please clarify. Please clarify what, Bridget? And as Jared says, you can watch the replay to get the background information. I got 2 questions wrong as well. So what is it that you're saying? Please clarify, Bridget. Question number 2. Oh, y'all got the answer to question number 2. Okay, I thought you were saying 2 questions wrong. You're saying everybody missed the second question. Roger that. I was kind of saying it, but I was addressing the other person. We all got that one wrong. So adults avoid asking questions mostly because A, asking is illegal. B, they were trained to already know, which is the answer. C, people always judge question askers. And D, asking is a waste of time. So adults avoid asking questions mostly because, as I said earlier, you were trained that you should already know. So got it, understood. I checked your website. You're helping others understand the basics of leadership. That's one way to look at it. Did you go to LinkedIn? And how to excel in those roles. If you go to LinkedIn and read the About section, you'll see it more. So if you're looking at the theory of personal accountability, there's more on the website. There's no way you went to the website that fast or went to LinkedIn and the About section too. So I see you're getting a snapshot of it, but that's not all. Okay, people don't always judge people when asking questions. Okay, it seems we all thought it was C. Yes, but the main thing is, I said in the introduction of why people don't ask is because you should already know. Remember, you're an adult. Remember, I said, I'm Dr. Donna. I got my degree. I already should know. So because you are an adult, it is assumed that you should already know somehow because you're an adult. Yes. So everybody doesn't judge you. Everybody is like, there she go. In school, it's like, fuck, there she go asking a question again. But that doesn't happen in everyday life. But the fact that you should already know, how you 50 years old, how you don't know that? All of us going to through perimenopause for the first time, it's just shit we don't know. It's like 1,000 fucking symptoms, and all of us don't get it. So we got to ask. It's like, well, it's hot flashes. I'm like, no, it ain't. I ain't know nothing about no fucking frozen right shoulder. I ain't know the shit about this fucking itching. I ain't know nothing about that. I ain't know about fucking memory loss and shit. You walk in the room fucking like, what the fuck am I here? Can't fucking say shit. You trying to brain it. You like, I know this word. What the fuck is this called? What is this called? We didn't know about that. So you got to ask. Right. Once you said the right answer the first time, I got it and it made sense. So thank you for that clarification. All right. So now we're going over to the brain bit and drink water. Thank y'all for the clarification, because I thought we were saying we all got 2 wrong, but you were saying number 2. Well, I think that's interesting. So now y'all know. That's why you don't ask questions, because as an adult, you're supposed to know the answer. That little bit of time, Haley, when you said you might not ask, it's because in that instance, in theory, you're supposed to know. How? Everybody didn't grow up in the same neighborhood, and if you did, I still know more shit than the people that I grew up in the same neighborhood with. May I ask, do you have a blurry vision? Shit, a moment. That's the stuff. Why you think I be moving this tablet all over everywhere? It's beyond blurry. Nola be like, that ain't what that said. That's not what that said. I'll be reading street signs. She's like, that's not the name of that street. I'm like, shit. I'm flip-flopping letters and every doggone thing. All right. Today's brain bit is the hallway brain. It's metaphorically. Scrolling. Nope. See, you didn't know, ask. Yep. Between the presbyopia, because you're over 40 and you can't read, and it's time for me to get new glasses. And I was thinking about getting contacts because I'm nearsighted, whichever one you can't see far away. But then on my glasses, I got bifocals. So sometimes the shit is right in the middle. So if I put my glasses on, I can't see it because it's too close. But then it's not far enough away for me to get it with my reading glasses. So now I'm just staring. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do now? But our appointment's next month. So we will see. I understand what you are saying, but from the title of each section and scanning each page, I was able to get a good overview. I'll check the LinkedIn though. Thanks. Have you left yet, Alec Thunk? Because while you're over here assessing me, send me your information. So send me your information as well. Message me on my website that you was on. So message me your stuff. Please send me your website and the LinkedIn profile for you as well. And if you have any social media platforms, because I'd like to know more about you too. If you're still here. Are you still here? Fred Sanford, 5 different pair. Yep, going through the drawer. So we're getting ready to get to the brain bit. So Al Thunk, if you're still here, I definitely want to see your information as well. So website, social media platforms, and your LinkedIn as well. Because you seem interested in me, so I'd like to be as interested in you as you are in me. I'm in my where's yours phase. Understand what you are saying, but from the titles of each section and scanning each page, I was able to get a good overview. I'll check the LinkedIn too, though. Okay. I don't wear contacts because of lots of dust on the job, and I wouldn't be able to wipe my eyes. See, and that's the other problem too, Lola, that you bring that up. So it is going to be glasses for me, but I think I'm going to do progressives this time just to see. Okay, so I would like to address the person because they're not here. I wish they would have stayed. So this person told me a lot of things. They told me it wasn't clear on what I said. I said, okay, cool, got it. Thank you for the feedback. They misconstrued that as now the negative criticism. I said it's not negative criticism. It's actually performance-focused feedback. So then they took it upon themselves to tell me they did not agree with the answers on my quiz. They didn't start at the beginning of the live. They popped in at the end. They scanned the website and told me it looks like this is what I'm doing. And then they told me they're going to check out my LinkedIn too. Oh, here you go. You're back. No reason for it. I came across your page 2 minutes ago. I find what you're doing interesting. You are doing good stuff. Okay, so now that you're back, what I have instructed you to do is to send me yours. Because I know about the people, the students that's already here. So send me yours. No. I didn't misconstrue it as negative feedback. I just said thank you for perceiving it as negative feedback, as most would who are not open to feedback. Okay, so you have a lot to say for someone who just entered the chat. So as I do close out with my brain bit and my 3 questions, what I'm saying is you've asked a lot of questions today. Okay, and so what I'm saying is you've gone to my website. You're about to go to my LinkedIn, which means that you can go to my social media platforms. And I'm saying, I don't know who you are. This isn't your real government name. I can't tell who you are with your profile photo. So I'd like to know who you are. So I would like to know who's asking me all these questions. So I would like to know, who are you? So you could put your website in the thing. You could put your complete government name, your LinkedIn. So I would like to know who's asking me all these questions because I can't tell by your username or your profile photo. So you can message me that. You could go while you're on the website, just send me a message with that information. I will get it. You can message if you got hyperlinks in Instagram, and that will show up as well. So that's what you can do today. Now, the brain bit is your brain is a hallway. And don't put it in these comments. I'm giving you specific instructions. Send me your information in the formats in which I'm requesting. Message me on my website or go to Instagram, the Turnaround Doctor, and send me the links to your information over there. That's your 2 options. So hopefully I'm clear in my instructions. Don't put it. Why though? Because I don't know who you are, and you're assessing who I am and what I'm doing. And I know who Sean is. I know who Jared is. I know who Nola is, and Lola, because they're here every day. So I'm saying you're asking questions and clarification, and you want to know what's taking place. Jared told you to go back to the beginning and watch the live from the beginning. So you have a lot of questions. So when people ask me a lot of questions, I would like to have questions for you. So I want to be able to assess what's taking place. I want to clarify because you're saying you skimmed, and everything. And so I want to know what level you're at so that I can explain to you based upon what you're saying. Based upon what you're saying, I'm just saying, who are you? So it's simple. I told you who I was. I told you where all of my information is. Master's level. Okay, I'm going to say this one more time. Send me your website. Send me your LinkedIn with your complete name. That's what I'm saying. So let me finish doing what I'm doing. I'm finished with the discussion. You've come and asked a bunch of questions, and I've answered all your questions, and I've used the principle of real leadership. Treat people with dignity and respect. That's what I'm doing. But I'm also saying you've asked more questions than the normal person who comes over here. You're very inquisitive this morning, and you're wanting to know. So I want to know who wants to know this much about me this morning to tell me that my quiz doesn't match what you're saying. So I need to know what level of leadership you are at, what level of education you are, what your profession is. Who are you? It's a simple thing. I lead by example because that's another one of the 74 principles of real leadership. If you're still on the website, go look at the 74 principles of real leadership because that's what I'm talking to you about. You skimmed them, now review them. And so I'm saying, who are you? Tell me who you are, message me while you're on the website, or message me in Instagram. You can even send me an email. Yeah, laugh out loud, you're a speaker. I'm not. So it's expected for your credentials. It's not. It seems like you're attacking this person in the comments who was asking questions, which is hinging from your talk. Got it. So Heather is gone because I'm not a speaker, I'm an educator. And the expectation that because someone is on the screen, we owe you anything. I'm the everyday leader for the everyday life. And if you're going to be questioning my credentials, I have the right to question yours because I'm the everyday leader for the everyday life. Now, you all believe that you get to hide in plain sight, and you can on anybody else's site. I'm not a fucking speaker. I'm an educator. I have a doctorate in education, and I am teaching people about their brain. And I am not getting offended. I am holding people accountable to the standard of excellence in which I measure every everyday person because everybody has 86 billion neurons. And I understand that you're not accustomed to being held to a higher standard than being an invisible fucking everyday citizen, but that is not for me. That is what the other people did so they can keep you dumb, stuck, and manipulate the shit out of you and tell you what to do so you can't think for yourself. That's not what we do over here. I accepted your feedback and I asked you to tell me who you are. I never questioned what you put as your answers. I just had different answers and asked you what your take might have been on them. And I am saying I'm not going to answer those questions because you have not told me who you are. I am saying send me a message and I can entertain whatever you are saying outside of this platform. I was kind of expecting a thoughtful convo. You were expecting a thoughtful conversation in the middle of me teaching a topic, which is one of the 74 principles of real leadership, because you misconstrued what was taking place today. So unlike the speakers, the thought leaders, and the experts who entertain questions about things that they're not talking about, this is actually a format that is structured and has been this way for 717 days. That is what I am saying. I am saying you are disrupting my actual lesson that I have for today. And I am saying you are asking things about me that have nothing to do with what we are currently talking about. You had different answers from a multiple guest quiz. And now you want to discuss them in the middle of me having a set agenda. And I told you what to do. I also said, don't type anything else in the comments. I said, send me your website and send me your LinkedIn link. You can do that in Instagram. So do that. Do that part. Do that. Exactly. But he's not disrupting, ladies and gentlemen. If you all are missing the point. Here is the actual point, because I could have said, I'm done. I'm not having a conversation with you. I could have hid the channel from the person. I could, if I do If I do, I choose to. Have a nice day, though. Apologies if this is how I made you feel. You didn't make me feel anyway. You didn't make me feel any way whatsoever. Exactly. So what I am telling you all is what I said after yesterday. I am unwilling to allow people to come and tell me what I'm doing without me knowing who they are. You're going to have to start from the beginning. I'm not explaining what's going on. So this person came in the middle of the quiz. And if you're still here, I'm going to just recap what you did. And then I'm going to go over the brain bit and we're going to go. You came in the middle of the quiz. You then told me it wasn't clear what I said. I said, okay, cool. Going forward, I'm going to say, do not write your answers in the comments. That's number one, trying to discredit me. Number two, you then said, I don't agree with the answers on the quiz. I don't care. It's my quiz based upon my principles of real leadership, and I'm the educator, and I created the quiz. I didn't agree with a bunch of fucking tests I took in college, but I wanted my degree, so there you have it. And then I said, go to the website and go to LinkedIn. The person perused the website and told me, oh, you're doing some little bit of leadership or whatever. I said, you couldn't have gone through the website that fast. They said, I did. I skimmed it. You couldn't have gone through. It was going to take you longer than that to read the 74 principles of real leadership. It was going to take you longer than that to read the theory of personal accountability. It was going to take you longer than that to read 11 to tell you why I got a doggone book challenge. It was going to take you longer than that to go through the social media platforms. It was going to take you longer than that to read the frequently asked questions because I know what's on my website because me and Nola made it. So you didn't have enough time to go through the website. It was going to take you longer than that to go through my LinkedIn. We spent the whole fucking live. It took us an hour and some change to go through the LinkedIn. So that person didn't have enough time to do that. So skimming. So at this point, as Nola and Zoe said, that's the op. Here we go again. This is what I said about the answers. Okay. You got to go. I'm done. We're not about to do this. I'm not about to do this with this person. So this person came over here working for somebody else, as usual, trying to find out my information. At no point did this person tell me what their name was. They didn't tell me what their social medias were. They didn't tell me what they actually did. They got a master's level what, and they didn't tell me their website. So I'm showing y'all that I told y'all, I'm saying, where is yours? Where is yours? Where the fuck is yours? A master's level is nothing. I got my master's degree while I was EXO in a basic training unit in the Army back in the 90s, in 1999. I don't give a fuck about a master's degree in 2025. So that person decided they were going to try to discredit me and tell me I don't agree with your answers. You have a fucking master's degree. I don't give a fuck. You have a master's degree. I have a doctorate. We are not the same. You never told me who you were. You never gave me your name. You didn't tell me because you don't have a LinkedIn and you don't have a website. So you're going to try to deflect. But I asked. If you don't know, ask. You asked me and I gave you my answer. I asked you and you gave me some bullshit in return. That's the lesson. That's the lesson. When you are who the fuck you say you are, and somebody comes and try to question it, your response is, where is yours? Where is your theory of personal accountability? Where is your dissertation? Where is your 74 principles of real leadership? Where is your 717 days of going live? Where are your 12,000 YouTube videos? Where are your 16,000 Instagram posts? Where's your 18.2 billion views on Jiffy? Where is your ability? This is what I will give you an assignment. Anybody that got chat, ask chat who Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers is. Because you could be Googleable, but are you ChatGPTable? Is anything going to come up about me? Lorenzo, it started to fall apart when they kept saying, I didn't question you, but having a conversation. You're trying to come over here and disrupt what I'm doing. Since when you tell a teacher you don't agree with the answers and try to change the answers, where they do that at? Exactly. Exactly. And so if you all must know why the person felt so comfortable saying that, my dumbass sister shows up about every 6 months under somebody else's profile saying stupid shit. Because they are mad because I am not talking to them. And the holiday season is upon us. And because she sent Nola a message and got blocked, they're bored and they're trying to talk to me. So she will have some underling come and be very comfortable saying shit to me. Because if y'all notice, nobody is that comfortable saying stuff to me. So it's always one of her little underlings because she is a pimp and a grifter trying to prove a point. And that's why I asked for their receipts. And they don't have it. I don't agree with what you're saying. Oh, you're doing some stupid little shit, leadership stuff. It is. And she is. Exactly. And that's why I said, where's yours? And I also sent them there because I ran her business and she ran that shit in the ground and it is invisible now. And so she is hating my success that I have still been going and growing since April 13th, 2013, when I told her kick motherfucking rocks. She is older by 3 years and 2 months and 2 days. She is a Pisces, March 12th, 1970. Yes. Oh, wow. The evil twin. Lord, they on the hills today. Yes. So that is what's taking place. And that is why that person couldn't come with receipts. And she is always trying to disrupt what I'm doing. Now y'all understand when I was 6 months old and she gave me them fucking sausage. She was actually trying to take me out. She was not trying to feed me. She was trying to get rid of me. For real, for real. So that takes place as well. So no other person has ever been that bold. We always know it's her. And that's why that person. So what you got was a lesson in here someone comes trying to discredit me. How about while you're trying to figure out what I'm doing, Master Cooper Coder, go to the turnarounddoctor.com and go to LinkedIn. If you have any questions, do not come back to this comment section because I need to leave. You can message me on Instagram. The turnarounddoctor.com is my website. My complete name is Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers. If you have any questions after reading that, make sure when you send me my information, questions, you send me your information so I know who I'm talking to. Don't ask any more questions over here. Rewatch this video. That was really point on with the lesson today about why people don't like asking questions and answering them. So anyway, here we go. Your brain is a hallway. Thank you for that, Lola. Think of your brain like a hallway with many doors. I actually cannot. Can someone give this person a website? No, you know what? I'm good. I'm not doing that shit either. All right, you missed out. Think of your brain like a hallway with many doors. Each door is a thought, a memory, a habit, or a reaction. Most adults walk down the same side of the hallway every day. They open the same doors they always open. They rehearse the same conversations, same excuses, same fears, same reaction. Those doors become automatic, not intentional. Real leaders like to train their brain to stop at the door before opening it. Choose whether this door moves me forward or keeps me stuck. Close the doors of old patterns and open new doors on purpose to wire new outcomes. So just because you're walking down the hallway, more of the same, opening up the same doors, you don't have to do that. You can walk down a different hallway. You can open up a different door every single day to ensure that it is allowing your brain to grow and develop instead of staying safe and staying the same, going down the same damn hallway, opening the same doors every day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, and so on and so forth. So you don't have to do that. So before I ask you your final questions, you can go ahead and drink water. So here is what's taking place. There are two groups of people. The people that are already having a large following and they are now missing sigmoid curves and they see what they think me coming for their spot, which I don't want their spot. And if I did, I could have been took it. I don't want to fucking do that. I want a bunch of fucking people worshiping me. So you have those ops that are here listening every day. They're quietly taking notes. And then you have my dumbass sibling who doesn't have anything to do at 55 years old. And so her ass will do this 2 to 3 times a year. Her dumbass has somebody showing up. And so if it's somebody sitting quiet, then y'all know they work for somebody else. If it's somebody with a lot of bravado in the comments and they're talking like they know me, so she's there telling them what to say because she's my older sister and she doesn't fear me because she hasn't seen me. Now, if I see that bitch and put her in a chokehold, I'm going to be wrong. So it's easy to do and have disinhibition effect because she is an active addict, active in her addiction, and so she doesn't have the guardrails are off for Amy and Lala. So if it feels disrespectful and she still somehow believes with that regular ass 1 degree in that stupid ass high school that she went to, that she's still smarter than me because she hasn't seen me in a very long time. And so for her, she has that old picture. So even with her, she can't recognize any of this because her old ass working memory is 30 fucking years old. And she still thinks in her imaginative, raggedy ass, no neural pathway brain that she is still something, she keeps coming back because I put her in positions when I worked with her for 3 years that she has not been able in 12 years to get back to. She was doing big shit when I was around, and she isn't, and she's mad about that. So she keeps coming to try to sabotage this with that ain't shit. So y'all didn't see the verbiage of that ain't shit, but that's what, oh, so you doing some leadership stuff. I skimmed it. So I understand her vernacular, and I understand when people are typing what they're saying. And she thinks she's smarter than me. Even though nothing on paper says that, she just believes it because she's older than me. So that's what's taking place with that as well. And that's why instinctively I told that person, where's yours? And notice the person kept trying to flip it because that's what she's doing. And that's why she said master's level, because anybody with a master's degree would say, I have a master's degree in blank. Just like the idiot on TikTok telling me he's the NIA from the weather department and I need to watch the news. So when you actually have a credential, you do not, anybody with a master's degree, do you say master's level? Anybody with a master's degree? Do you, if people with a bachelor's degree, do y'all say bachelor's level? I got a bachelor's level. Do you say that? You don't. You say I have a doctorate. I have a master's degree. You do not say I got a bachelor's level. My sister does not have a master's degree. She got an associate's from a community college that she barely made it out of, well, high school, and she got a bachelor's degree from Oberlin. So you don't say master's level. So that person was giving me free information. I don't agree with your answers. My sister never agreed with real leadership. That's why we don't fucking talk to each other. Well, I want, some of your answers aren't available. That's my sister, because when I told her dumbass to do, that's why Nola's so successful. I started with Harvey. He didn't do it. I started my second with my sister. She didn't do it. And now they mad because Nola got success, but she listened to me. She listened to me. Has a master's in social work and leads with that. Like, if you got it, you got it, point blank. You do not say master's level, but you do if you are in your addiction and you might have took a little something this morning. Yes, I'm at the master's level. No, what the fuck are you? Is it golf? Have you mastered it? You got a black belt? You done mastered Taekwondo? That's not what you actually say when you actually have a degree. But that language, Teller said this, and it's too many words. It's too much conversation for somebody to have just dropped in. I don't agree with your quiz. I skimmed it because I redid my website. This happened and came and took shit off my website since I left. But she can't take that format, because that format ain't got nothing but data and real shit on it. It ain't got no pictures, it ain't got no questions, it ain't got no pop-ups or nothing. You just got to go there, get your information, send a message, and that's it. And the person's unwillingness, well, yes, for the negative criticism. It's not as performance-focused feedback, because you're trying to see if I'm going to lower my standards to weasel your way in so you could take over, because she comes in a room and sucks the fucking oxygen out of it. And that's what that person did. And that's why everything shifted. And after I said, don't type nothing else, she don't like the word no. I'm going to type some more. And I'm going to type some more paragraphs. Paragraphs. Most that carry these tires do not tag extra. They speak pure facts. Yes. Yeah, she's sending out radio waves from the planet of blop bops. Yes, a boo bops. So that's what you're experiencing. And you will experience it because she is a grifter. She didn't change her name like 4 times. And so whoever she's talking to now will show up. She didn't have people come do 30-day challenges and everything else to try to steal my process. So that's what's actually taking place. Yes, most titles. Yes. So that's what's taking place. So what did you learn today? What did you learn about yourself? And what did you learn about the brain? So anybody going forward, you want to fucking try to say I ain't got no credentials, show me yours. Show me yours. Don't tell me about another motherfucker. What you got? Where's yours? I ain't got no more fucking estrogen. That shit's gone. All I got is testosterone over here. So where the fuck is yours? Show me somebody else that got to where I got to by themselves. Not a coach, not a nothing. A lot today that I must ask questions to get to the facts. Yes. I thought it said a lot anyway. Alert today. Yes. What did you learn today? What did you learn about yourself? And what was your brain conversation? And I'm okay with the people coming to steal my shit, because I'd rather somebody steal my shit that works than to keep putting out dumb shit. That's how I see that. I'm going to wake up tomorrow with some new shit. People with no working memory ain't. And they're going to try to implement this shit. It ain't going to match. And they're going to be like, damn, but when she said, and then we thought, because I'll make this shit look easy. I'll make it look effortless. So then you think you can do it. But you can't. You're not me. I'm the originator, to quote Little Richard. Rest in peace. I learned that asking questions and being transparent about it is a building block towards real leadership. Most are wired to know everything, and that's the problem. Yep. That's why you can't learn shit. That's why your working memory is atrophied. I just had a brain conversation about breaking habits. Hold on. Yeah. And training the basal ganglia to get rid of the old ones. Awesome. Learn today. Asking is cheaper. It sure is. It sure is. And my dumbass sister thought she was better than me the whole time. And that is why she has not been able to become who she came here to be, because she got that Jermaine Jackson effect. I'm motherfucking Michael. You're Jermaine. And you might even been Tito. Rest in peace. And when you're better than the older sibling, that shit don't sit well with them. Learn today, asking is cheaper. Today's brain lesson I learned is to ask questions as I go along. That is correct. And as we talked about on TikTok Live, as an African-American woman, I'm not supposed to be talking about leadership unless I'm talking about women's leadership, unless I'm talking about leadership in an impoverished community. I'm not just supposed to be talking about just leadership. And I'm definitely not supposed to be talking about the brain. So there's another group that's trying to discredit that because they are in their feelings about it. But fuck y'all feelings. I didn't get the memo on none of that shit. I have learned about myself is that it's okay to ask questions and not be ashamed. Exactly. That's the only way you're going to learn. Nola said, I've learned about myself. I don't have a problem asking questions anymore. You don't, which is huge for you. Today's brain lesson, I learned to ask questions. Yes, go along. And your brain conversations, and we can go. And if you have to go, I completely understand. But take away the lessons that you saw here today. The more you learn and grow, the more credentialed you become, and the more you are not in the box that people put you in, people are going to question it, because what's actually happening is they're questioning themselves. They have to question themselves. How did some little broke ass girl from Detroit with alcoholic parents and an alcoholic hoe of a sister end up becoming Dr. Donna? What was you doing with your life? Don't get mad because I use my thousands and thousands of days to become extraordinary. Nola said, I learned that adults are programmed they need to already know, and that's why adults don't ask questions. Okay, you still don't know how to find the brain letter in instructions. Did you go on TikTok in the notes section? Message me on TikTok so I can send you some screenshots. Because I'm going to have to send screenshots to you. Trying to explain it over here, it's not going to work. Lorenzo, same issue with my older brother. Think being older is some weapon against me. In TikTok, Haley. Yes. It's not a video. It's in the notes section of TikTok. So you got to go to the written part of it. It's an actual question, not the video. My brain conversation was about knowing when I had to balance things and have fun to make sure I have balance. I learned that your sister is hurt badly. She is. And I attempted to work with her, my stepfather, and my mother to find out who hurt them. And they did not respond to my email. So, yeah, even after all the shit they did to me, I was still willing to sit down. I was like, hurt people, hurt people. Who hurt y'all? Let's find that out before we all die. We all senior citizens. Let's find out. And they did not respond. My mother responded and called me a mean, venomous, horrible person and told me she would never open up another one of my emails again because I called her husband a perv, even though he is one. But anyway, they decided because they're active addicts, that's not something that they want to do. So fucking with me still is an option, they believe. But again, they actually don't want to fuck with me. They just want me to come back because they don't want me to. I already showed up once. They don't want this version of me to show up again. Learned about myself that I will not hesitate to ask questions. And so I'm saying still to this day, people think, oh, you're good. You stop talking to them. Nope. As long as I'm on the internet and they can get a new username, they might not be able to contact me directly, but they will definitely. They've been trying to sabotage my shit since I can remember. Learned about my, yes. So I'm saying you found it. Okay, great. Thank you. Awesome. So again, as your membership, your subscription transitions, see Sean, transitions off of Instagram, go to TikTok. There are people there on TikTok. For the looky-loos, you can subscribe on TikTok as well. Okay? We are building a galaxy of real leaders who are going to be a group of bad motherfuckers walking the face of the planet Earth. That's the objective, so that we can change shit. Yay, Haley, real leadership swag. You asked and found out. Boom. There you go. Great example, Zoe, for that. So the moral of the story is this. Brain conversation with my 10-year-old granddaughter. She needs to be more focused. I know her prefrontal cortex has not fully. She can still be focused. Nola was 10 and focusing. So you're still doing the right thing, Bridget. She can start to focus. Those neural pathways can still be there. It will still be cemented in there. Just keep doing it. Stay focused, stay focused. As her brain transitions, you just keep saying, stay focused, stay focused, focus, 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 focus. Stay focused is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So I do thank you all for your time. Know that unaccountable people still be doing unaccountable shit. They're going to do everything but the right thing. And they're going to try to, that neurotoxicity, it's going to keep coming back unless you do something about it. So the more credentials you have and the more you become a solidified person that has a strong prefrontal cortex, you will have the neurological ability to put these hijacked ass, emotionally dysregulated motherfuckers back into their comfort zone. Sit down, bitch. Be humble. My pleasure. So we're not doing that. I'm leading by example. I'm the thermostat. They're the thermometer. I set the temperature. I don't take the temperature. And the more testosterone I get, the more estrogen I lose. I'm standing 10 toes down on everything I'm fucking doing. Because what the fuck are y'all doing? I'll wait. Nothing. My pleasure. So you saw an example of somebody trying to discredit me, disrupt me, and I was patient until I wasn't. And it wasn't even patience. It was showing you, ask people for their credentials. Because it just like the person came, you're a speaker and you're expected. I'm not a speaker, and no, I'm not expected. They set that up for y'all. So you wouldn't have to do shit. Speakers want you to listen and do nothing. That's not what I'm doing. Don't get the shit confused. You see an African-American woman talking, oh, she must be a speaker. She can't be an educator. She must be a yoga teacher. Are you a life coach? Where's your nonprofit at? I don't have any of those things. I have leadership that works for everybody. That's what I have. And so when people start saying those program answers, they get fucking blocked immediately. We are not about to, yes, I'm not about to justify what you think you see. You're going to have to see something differently with your own damn brain. I will not be enlightening you with the motherfucking thing. You can watch the replay or not. All right, I'm leaving. I've had enough of the idiots for today and the court gestures. I got work to do, not justifying my existence to another soul. That's not happening at all. You can watch the replay if you want to know what happened. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, same safe space for those of you who actually want to learn how your brain functions. For those of you who don't, you get what you get. Who knows? It'll be a surprise. You want to surprise me and show up in my comments? I'm going to surprise you with whatever I feel like surprising you with at that moment. Different Brain t-shirt. You all go off and have a brain-tastic day. Take care. Adios.